Good afternoon, Tony Dattino. I'm doing my Live with Tony on Wednesday a little bit early because a couple hours I'll be off to Pictona at Holly Hill. And Pictona at Holly Hill is a pickleball club that obviously is in Holly Hill, Florida. And we were introduced to them through our hospital folks that we've worked with. And this pickleball club is focused and geared. I love their mission and vision. We want to provide health, fellowship, health, fellowship, and fun for people of all ages and all skill levels, and provide opportunities to learn, to play, and be competitive. You pick it. It's a timeout. I love this there. It's a timeout from the stresses of daily living. And at Pictona, you'll find a happy place. Their membership is growing and growing and growing. Who would not want to go to a happy place and learn something new that's relative to your health and a lifestyle? So along comes, I think, some really smart people, and I may be biased in that, but they basically say, most people know that the requirements of keeping their bodies fit. So exercise has become a real priority for people, and how much exercise they're doing in a day or a week, and whether they're doing weightlifting or aerobic exercises in the weights, or they're doing aerobic running. So I'm getting my anaerobic and my aerobic mixed up right now, but are they running? Are they doing weights? Are they doing flexibility? What are they doing on balancing? So most people know the requirements of keeping their bodies fit. But how much attention is given to keeping one's brain fit? And for that, Michael Dattino and I are doing a 4-part brain power series that starts at 5 and finishes at 6:30. So we catch them right before their supper hour, or possibly they finish doing their pickleball. But we were there last week and did our first session on the memory myths, and it was we got excellent feedback. And we're going there this evening, back to Pictona at Holly Hills, to do our second session, which is 6 factors of brain fitness. So there's your muscle guy here, except we're going to be working on the brain. And what we're going to be doing is, and here we go, sign up for this life-changing workshop that we will share with you, the Wheel of Brain Fitness. The Wheel of Brain Fitness. So now what is this wheel that we talk about? Well, what we've done is taken 6 elements of what we have learned over years of research that are crucial for brain health. So the key question here is, are we going to learn from research and knowledge that the science world has been accumulating and research has been done on? So what are the elements that keep us mentally fit and at least enhance our odds in maintaining a healthy brain throughout our life? So to that degree, we've done enough of work with the different neuroscience teams that we've been working with, and have come up with what we call the 6 wheels, or 6 spokes that make up the wheel. And those spokes are simple. We've talked about them before, but one is exercise. So here we are at a pickleball club. Fabulous. People are out there. They're on shuffleboard courts. They have pickleball courts. They have croquet courts. So they're engaging their community in active things to do that are focused on exercise. And we're a fit. Our hospital folks thought we'd be a perfect fit, not only to just deal then with the physical, but boy, what about the mental? Because as people get older, more and more of them build up an anxiety and a concern and a stress about their brain and their mental fitness and their mental health. So here comes the 6. Okay, how well are we sleeping? Are we getting the right amount of sleep? And we keep learning more and more every week about sleep and how important it is to clearing out toxins in our head. We know about exercise because it brings in oxygen into our bodies, and we know that our brain is chewing up a lot of, almost a quarter of the oxygen we bring in is fed to our brain cells. Then we go to nutrition. Well, our brain is also chemistry, right? It's interacting with the different foods that we eat. So nutrition is an important element to it. And I love what they talk about here in their Pictona advertisement. It says, and engage in a happy place where you will take a time out from the stresses of daily living. Well, how do we handle stress? What are the emotional triggers that we have? And we go through this thing called GIG. Great, good in, good grows. Let's go to a happy place and let that grow. And let's even risk being great. And so let greatness come into our lives and let that grow. It's like a farmer told me years ago when I had him bring sod to our lawn, and I asked him about weed killer, and he had a very simple explanation. My grass is so strong and healthy that our good grass just crowds out the weeds, and you don't need weed killer in the sod that I plant on your lawn. Interesting concept. Good thoughts into our mind will crowd out any of the stuff that we're hearing today, every single day almost, it seems, and build a stronger and healthier brain. And then what do we do on mental challenges? So the fifth element here is mental challenges. So how well are we building mental challenges into our life? And then last but not least, what are we doing for social interactions and social connections? So in our first week, as I went up to the Pictona at Holly Hill, I observed people having fun. I mean, fun was the word, and I observed them playing pickleball. So there's some work, right? There's some arm movements. You better have some flexible arms, and you better have good legs and thighs and knees and ankles, because you are moving about on the pickleball court. And there certainly is social interaction, as you saw different people talking with different groups and different elements. And then I saw a nice cafe shop there, had a nutritional menu. So they've at this pickleball club, they're looking, hey, come deal with a timeout from the stresses. So they got that one covered. They certainly have got the nutritional aspects with their market shop there. The pickleball courts certainly providing exercise and the social interaction. And I don't know that we got to get to the sleep elements, right? Because we got to get our right elements of sleep. But hopefully if people finish doing their workouts on their pickleball and they've given it all their all, there's clearly enough of activity that brings people home feeling stressless, as long as they don't put on the night news, and getting a good night's rest. And then thinking about their pickleball game and when they're going to come back to the club and meet there again. But I just thought that their vision here at Pictona was excellent. And then just come here for a happy place. And that was the spirit that I felt as I got the opportunity of doing our first session last week in what we called the myths of memory, or Memory 101, which is, you know what, we're never too old to learn how to improve our memory and provide skills to ourselves. And there is no limit to the storage that we have and what we can do to continue to grow our brains at whatever the age it is. And so I look forward to this evening, the 6 factors of brain fitness. Let's build that muscle. Let's continue to build this muscle called our brain, and let's have some fun with doing that. So off we go tonight. And my only last comment I made, there's been many years, this is my quote, there are many years of brain power and memory management that have embraced the power to remake the attitudes and performance of people, whatever their environment, whether they're at play or at work. And that's what I'm about. It's what Michael Dattino is about, making a difference in people's lives and changing their thinking and attitudes towards their own mental health. So I'll let you know on Friday how tonight's session went. So you will see me back here on Friday, but this is I decided I wasn't going to do one tonight because I usually do them in the 4 or 5 o'clock. And I'm saying, you know what? When I know I'm going to be busy at 5, I'm going to try to get up and get them done a little early. So people are looking for me like, where was your Wednesday session? Well, here it is. It's out early. Go find it on Facebook, and we'll see you back here live on Friday.